Alright, welcome back, toy hunters. It's been some time. The last I checked, I think it's been about 10-11 months since my last video, so apologies. Life gets in the way sometimes. But today we're going to take a look at the TakaraTomy Hasbro Studio Series 86 Transformers the Movie Wreck Gar. Now, I'm a big fan of the Studio Series line. I think it gives people an option, especially people that like masterpiece figures. I don't like the paint on this guy, I gotta say. This orange, brown, whatever color they've chosen for the arms and legs and stuff, it looks a lot better on camera than it does in person. We'll see if I like it once we get him out of the box. As far as packaging goes, it's packaging. It's in there, it's a window display box, which is nice, shows the figure in his robot mode. I gotta say, I really like the face sculpt on him. We'll see more when it comes out of the box, but that is a really good Wreck Gar head sculpt. You've got box art on the side, picture on the back. Not much of a write-up on there. It does come with the backdrop of, what was that, Planet Junk on there. Got another artistic interpretation on the side there. There you go. That's the box. Let's crack this guy open, see what he looks like out of the box. Now, I don't look at instructions. I don't try this beforehand. You guys experienced my first attempt at this as it happens. No script, barely any editing. We'll just throw the box all the way back over there. There he is. He's in one of these goofy trays. He got his tires that are held in by those silicone rubber bands. Another tie down there. He got his axe on a tie down. All that fun stuff. He got his little nipple guns held in there behind a plastic shield. All that jazz. You know, if you go through the trouble of putting these guys in these molded bubbles, is it really that hard to make it so all the stuff just stays in without all the tie downs? Would that be too much to ask? I don't think so. I mean, you go through all the trouble of making these stupid things. Why not make it a little easier? A little cheaper on yourself, maybe. Spend a little more on the engineering part of it. I'm trying desperately not to nick the figure with this razor sharp utility blade I have. Alright, I think we've got him free. There we go. Alright, let's get rid of this garbage here, that garbage there, and that piece there. Alright, so here he is out of the box. Now we got a little bit of bend action on the spike there. Maybe a little heat. Might bring that back to life eventually. So there he is from the front. These are posable. We'll go through articulation here in a second. There he is from the front, from the side, from the rear. We got gold paint, we got molded handlebars, there's soft plastic. You know, all in all, for a Hasbro product, we got a little bit of hollowness there in the leg, a little bit of hollowness behind the fists there. Kind of par for the course for what you get. This is a Voyager class figure, so it's that $30 price point kind of deal. There you. Alright. Let's see if we can add some weapons to this guy. You can hold the little axe spinny thing there. And put his tires on. See if this causes any issues. Nope, goes right on and over. Plenty of clearance there. So yeah, first impressions, the sculpt works good. The line detailing is it's there. It's kind of sparse. But the head sculpt is good. The paint looks pretty clean. The eyes are painted red. The face is painted. You got gold paint there on the helmet head. Red paint in the center crest. You got this gray, kind of pale blue at the top there. All looks pretty good. As far as molded plastic and what's painted and what's not, this is painted. This is probably the color of this plastic here. It looks like just that's silver paint there on the engine, gold paint on the gas can. Yeah, that's about it. I don't see too much paint on the legs. Well, down here on the bottom here by the ankle. So yeah, articulation at the head. His little goatee there prevents the head from getting any kind of downward motion. Doesn't do much. You get a little bit of up, not much there. It's all kind of obstructed by the back and the horns here. We'll turn it good. We'll turn it just fine. Any waggle? Not really. It looks like it's a ball peg in there, but you just don't have. It's limited range of motion. Shoulders, pretty good. You got the nice molded detail in there to kind of get it past the 90 degrees and fill it in. That's kind of good. You got 360 rotation. You got your bicep swivel there. You got a single elbow that goes 90 degrees. You got our wrist swivel, and he holds your standard peg weapons just fine. Got a little waist swivel action all the way around. We got, we get a little ab crunch action right there. Legs kick up, legs kick back. Full range. What do we got to the sides? The little side compartments for the motorcycle or hip skirts, they flip out. Ooh, we got kind of soft ratchets there at the hips for the full splits. They're actually pretty good. You got your thigh swivel at the cut, another mushroom peg in there. What's our knee range? Less than 90 degrees on the knee. Our foot, we got ankle tilt up, ankle tilt down, and you rock. Oh, the rocker is kind of a cheat because the rocker is only like the bottom part of the shoe here, which doesn't really fill in all that well. Not as good as the shoulder fill-in parts, but that's what you get with articulation. So yeah, not a lot of Wreck Gars in the annals. We got our G1, we got that crappy Combiner Wars Titans Return one, and this guy. So out of those, I gotta say already, this guy is probably the top of that heap by a wide margin. So let's go ahead and see how hard it is to transform out of the box. No instructions, like I like to do it. All right, so here we're just gonna fold our fists up into the arms. That's fairly obvious. We'll probably have to do something with the toes down here. We'll see how that goes. Oh, what does this do? Anything? There we go. We got a little something action there. We'll see how that ends up going. All right, this is obviously the back of the motorcycle. Let's open up the chest, see what we got. Apologies if I hit the camera a lot. All right, so we'll crack this open all the way. It's gonna be double hinged out. His head's gonna do something. His chest is probably gonna do something. We got a windshield here. Arms will back out while I bump the camera. Alright, let's figure this out. This windshield's gonna have to come up and over somewhere. That's obviously gonna be part of the seat. Okay, we're gonna do this here. I am gonna butcher this, and you know, if it comes down to me having to go and actually bust out some instructions, we'll do that. But I'm trying not to do that. So it looks to me like this should slide out of here. I'm right. There's our windshield, and then our arms will have to tuck in here somehow. Kind of like that. I wonder if anything's supposed to be in there first. Maybe his head. I'm going to say his head. Oh, on the back of his head he has the gauges molded. So I'm going to say we turn that around. Everybody see that? It's hard to watch my camera and see what I'm doing and make sure it's in frame and everything. So we'll push his head up in there. Kind of like that. Double hinge action. Okay, so we got his head in there. It's going to put his nipple guns to the front. And we'll see. I think we've got a tab here that's going to peg into the foot there when we get to that point. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be overly complicated. These are probably kickstandy parts, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, let's work on the back here. So this is pretty obvious. That's going to do something like that. We'll have to figure out where the wheels go on this too at some point. I'm assuming the rear wheel is going to go in here, kind of like so. It'll be the back end of the motorcycle. And then the fronts are probably going to go in between here on the arms. Kind of like that kind of action at some point. We get it. Oh, okay. Yeah, something like that maybe. So we rotate the shoulders in, kind of get that action going. And we got a little spin action. Yeah, that doesn't feel quite right either. Maybe these wheels are different widths. I think you're right. Or I think I'm right. Let's look at the tires here. Yep, I think we got this one is skinnier here and this one. So our skinnier one will be the front of the motorcycle, maybe. Possibly. Man, those just get right up onto each other. Let me see if I got pegs I can work with here. Maybe these got to go in here. Just that doesn't feel quite right either. Oh, this is eating me up. Maybe this does something. This has some kind of movement here. Yeah, I'm not 100% on this. We got no, because then these things don't come out. So that's got to go that way. Sort of. Alright, product on the back of the box. Yeah, so far, it looks about right. And then this is just going to end up... so right here is where I've kind of gone the wrong direction. So we got to tuck it under like that, not up under there, but right here. Then we spin it. Then there's tabs that fit into slots on the arms as they go under. Okay. Now we're starting to make some sense here. Oh, Wreck Gar. Why is it so hard to make a good motorcycle in Transformer Dumb? Why is that? Alright, so now we've got that sorted, so we can kind of get the front wheel in here. There we go. It's kind of... Alright, it'll spin. Get there. Put our handlebars up. Work back, get everything tabbed. So these tabs on the shoulders are going to go into these little slots on the feet. We're kind of try to tab everything in as we go. I don't know about all this hollowness business in here. Not a huge fan of that. I'm going to do this. Tab that in. Slide our back wheel on in. And we'll try to peg it all together here. got this thing. Who knows where we can do with this thing as far as the vehicle mode goes. Yeah, kind of like that. These are going to be your kickstands. Yeah, so there it is. Motorcycle. You got your handlebars. You got our gauges on the back of the head here. You got your windscreen. You got your sort of headlight. You got your forward-facing blasters. We got our bent peg there. Pegs in the back. There it is. It's a motorcycle. And then this can, you know, do whatever it's got to do. A little back spinner blade action. It's got some tiny little port back here. I don't know. You can store it back here. Kind of looks that way. Yep. So that'll store back there if you want it to do that. There you go. Wreck Gar as a motorcycle. Well, let's. This should be a lot easier to get him back than it was to get him to motorcycle. Most of my robots that come in robot mode come from the factory that way, and that's the way they stay. Alright, so the legs, easy to sort. Just kind of fold everything back down where it was. Unpeg your arms, take that down, spread your shoulders out. Bring the chest and the head down. Those are gonna kind of, and then this is gonna fold inside that cavity if I cannot block the camera like I like to do. Alright, so he's gonna come up here. I feel like this double hinged down more than that. Yep, there we go. Right there, that double hinge right there. It goes down into that cavity. Bring our shoulders out and around and down. Around and down, spin the hands out. So there's tabs here on the shoulders that go into the back side of the chest there. Actually, did I collapse that enough? There we go. So, tab, tab. Yeah, yeah. Just a matter of getting everything lined up to where it all fits together. We got this whole bottom torso piece that all just kind of accordions up. And we bring our fists back out. Oh, that's kind of a tight joint there. Spin it. The fist comes out. Ah, man. That one is not the most cooperative in the world. There we go. Now he's back. So, fairly painless and straightforward transformation. I mean, there's only so much you can do to make him a motorcycle. It all kind of goes intuitively. The head sculpt is good. Limitations of the articulation are really just the head. Everything else seems to work pretty good. The panel lines, the sculpt work, paint are acceptable, I think, for this kind of level. He's got some, you know, brass knuckle action there. So yeah, Studio Series 86 Wreck Gar. The best of all the Wreck Gars that I have. I don't own any third-party offerings, but I can imagine they're more of a nightmare to transform than this. And since they're doing most of the movie characters in Studio Series 86, I think if you want one of those, this is your guy. He comes in standing at just about, I'd say, 6.5 inches or so, give or take. And here he is with sort of the Netflix Bumblebee. And here it is with another Voyager, the grapple from that line. I'm not going to get that backdrop out because I just don't deal with it. And then here he is with sort of the other size, the deluxe hoist from the Earthrise line. So I think he fits in great with, you know, what they're doing as far as the main line goes. These are recommend for me. If you don't have a Wreck Gar and if you're doing movie bots in sort of the, what we refer to as the chug scale, I think he's great. Could he use some more paint? Yeah, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It's a mainline figure, and it does pretty much everything you need a Wreck Gar to do. So that's a recommend for me. He's out at retail now. I think the Voyagers are give or take around the $30 price point. If you can find one, I'd recommend giving him a pickup. So that's it, toy hunters. In the meantime, until I see you next time, good hunting.